Hey macro students, welcome to Module 49, Defining Unemployment. So we're focusing on the question of how is the unemployment rate measured, what is its purpose, and what are its shortfalls. So this entire unit, Unit 2, is about ways that we measure the economy, ways that we know whether the economy is doing good or doing not so good. So in the last two modules, we focused on GDP and real GDP and how we can use those to measure the economy. And now we're focusing on how we use the unemployment rate to measure the economy. And the unemployment rate, although it's just a number, right? Like the current unemployment rate is 7.9%. Okay, it's a percentage. So that sounds like a simple thing, but most people don't really understand what that means to say that the unemployment rate is 7.9%. They don't understand what that means in terms of is that a good thing or a bad thing? They don't understand what that means in terms of like, so who actually then has jobs and who actually doesn't have jobs? And also, people sometimes think that the unemployment rate is the amount of people who collect unemployment insurance from the government. And those are actually two different things. So if somebody says, I'm on unemployment, that means that they are collecting unemployment insurance from the government because they lost their job. But that does not mean the same thing as the unemployment rate. All right, so we'll start out with our definition here of unemployment rate. The percentage of the total number of people in the labor force who are unemployed. Now, we are going to highlight the term labor force because it does not say the percentage of people in the country, in the economy. It says in the labor force. So in just a moment, we're going to define really closely what that means. All right, so U, this capital U means unemployment rate. So you're going to want to write that in. So remember, an unemployment rate, if it says a rate, it's a percentage. So capital U in this class means unemployment rate. The number of unemployed workers, and then this line means divided by the labor force, or we can put the number in the labor force. So the number of unemployed workers divided by the number of people in the labor force, and then we multiply it by 100 to turn it into a percentage. Okay, sorry about this glare right here. The sun is coming in through my window and doing weird things to the wall. I apologize for that. Okay, so here it says labor force equals employed plus unemployed. Well, employed is an easier word to define. That is just employed is people who have jobs. Unemployed people, according to our definitions of labor force, and therefore our definition of unemployment rate. Unemployed people in econ, that is people who don't have jobs and, important and, they are looking for a job. And I've mentioned this before. They want that unemployment rate to be an accurate representation of how the economy is doing. When the economy is doing bad, it is very hard to find a job, right? Because when the economy is doing bad, that means real GDP is low, right? That means output is low. That means that companies are not making a lot of stuff. That means they don't need as many people working at their company. It means that there aren't as many jobs. So I totally forgot where I was going with that, but that's okay. All right, so who is not in the labor force? Oh, now I remember. So they want the unemployment rate to show us how the economy is doing. Is it doing good or bad? If there's a lot of unemployed people, meaning a lot of people who are looking for jobs, then it is a sign that the economy is really bad. Okay. Who is not in the labor force? Anyone who does not have a job and they're not looking for one. We all know people like that, right? They don't have a job and they're not looking for one. You might be one of those people. You might be one of those people who's not in the labor force. You're a student right now, you're young. Maybe your job for your family is to focus on school or to focus on helping take care of other family members. And it's not to go out into the labor force and get a job and make money, right? So some of you, though, are unemployed. If I say that you're unemployed, though, I don't just mean that you don't have a job. I mean that you are looking for a job. And the government is actually really specific about this. To be considered unemployed and therefore a part of our unemployment rate, you have to have specifically been looking for a job in the last 4 weeks. So let's add that to our definition up here of unemployed. They're people who don't have jobs and are looking for a job in the past 4 weeks. In the past 4 weeks. So that means that if somebody is going to be included in our unemployment rate, that means that they have actively put in an application or a resume for a job at least once in the past 4 weeks. If there are plenty of people who might say, man, I want a job, but if they're not actually trying to find a job, then they are not included in our unemployment rate because they are not in our labor force. If they don't have a job and they're not looking for one, they are not in our unemployment, or they're not in the labor force. And to be in the unemployment rate, you have to be in the labor force. All right, so what I want you to do is grab a Post-it or flip your notes over, write this somewhere. But what we do, sorry, I'm just looking for the best piece of paper. All right, so what they do is you can think of like all of the people in our population. So total population, right? So total population would be every man, woman, baby, old person, young person, everybody. And they take that total population and they divide it out into two categories: labor force and not labor force. Okay. So people who are not in the labor force, that would be like, what are some examples? Remember, people who don't have jobs, but they're not looking for one. Not in the labor force, that would be retired people, like my dad and my grandma. That would be some people who are students, right? Like you can be a student and have a job, but there's lots of students who are just focusing on being students. Stay-at-home parents. People who have disabilities and they can't work. Ooh, and then there's like my second cousin who's in prison. So people who are what is called institutionalized. That means like maybe they're in prison, maybe they're in like a long-term hospital facility, something like that. Okay, so, oh, and we forgot like young people, right? Like my 11-year-old son doesn't have a job. All right, so these are all the people not in the labor force, don't have jobs, not trying to find a job. But then in the labor force, they divide that out into two categories: the employed, people who have jobs, and then the unemployed, which is, of course, those people who don't have jobs and are actively looking for a job. So that's just sort of a helpful little visual to show you how they break down the population. And then in this area here is where they figure out the unemployment rate. Okay, so back to page 1. So why are people who are not in the labor force, oops, wrong one, not included in the unemployment rate? Well, because like we have been saying, the people who are not in the labor force, they don't have jobs for a reason other than the economy. They don't have jobs because, those are some choices they've made or their life circumstances. So so they want the unemployment rate to show the condition of the economy, meaning like, is the economy okay or not? You might want to add something in there about how, like, they take out those people who are not in the labor force because the fact that my 11-year-old son doesn't have a job is not because the economy is bad. It's because he's 11. My 96-year-old grandma doesn't have a job because she's 96. She's retired. So, so because we want to know when we hear that number of a current 7.9 unemployment rate, we want that to show what the economy is up to, what it's doing. All right, I'm going to pause the video here and we'll start with part 2 in a moment.